Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. What I'd like to do today is have a discussion about AI generated content, how it affects content creators, and how platforms such as YouTube are trying to tackle the issue of too much AI generated content being uploaded online. Now, I'm sure you're aware of what artificial intelligence is. There's not a day that goes by that we don't see a news story about AI. I would say though that for the most part, when you see a news story about AI, most of the articles I'm seeing are kind of talking about AI generated content. They're talking about software and tools such as ChatGPT, Copilot, which uses ChatGPT, tools like that that allow you to create content quickly, articles, software, apps, programming, different things. A lot of these tools can be used to skip out a lot of hard work and do something quickly and easily. And the negative articles tend to focus on the fact that people are losing out because these tools are now available. Now, what I would say about all of that is there's many positions to take on the tools that are out there as far as good and bad, pros and cons. I can see all sides of it, and I'm generally in favor of them. I think they're here to stay. You can't put them back in the box. And what the big problem right now is that we're kind of at a position that the written world was in 20 years ago, in that we need to find a new equilibrium. We need to find a balance as to how we use AI tools and how the internet and the whole industry around the internet adapts to it. Now, for context, I've been using the internet actively since my first year at university, so like 1996. And since about 1999, 2000, I have been creating content online. I've had hundreds of websites, I've published tens of thousands of articles online, and I have been directly affected by AI generated tools for 20 years or more. Because back in the 2000s, for example, I would publish an article that took 4 or 5 days to write, research, test, etc. And within a few days, there'd be hundreds of copies of my articles online. And there was tools out there called content spinners. There was change house to home, car to automobile. The articles looked terrible because you couldn't really read them properly. They weren't really grammatically correct, but it tricked the search engines, and the search engines would rank them. And then eventually the search engines caught up. They realized how to tackle the issue, and we had a new balance. That's kind of where we are just now in other areas, whether it be photography or music or content creation as far as videos and art and different things like that. We need to find a new equilibrium. Now, what I think a lot of people forget is that what these tools are doing is basically not giving credit to the people that did the original work. And this is a problem that search engines have kind of created over the years as well, in that they will give you the answer at the top so you don't have to go to someone's website, which means that basically they don't get views, they don't get clicks, they don't make money. And it's kind of unfair, but that's just the way that it works. Now, like I said, I can see the benefits of these tools. By day, I am a software developer, so we're writing in TypeScript most days, and quite a lot of the time we will check with ChatGPT with something that's complex, or we'll just try and get a second opinion of something we've written to see if there's a different way to tackle a complex problem. And it's very, very useful. Sometimes the answers are terrible, sometimes they're inaccurate, but sometimes it's quite amazing how good the answers are, and it really does save you time and it does solve a problem. On the flip side to that, though, that content was created because someone else has published an article, a tutorial on the blog, which took them a day at least to write, to explain something technical. And because they wrote that article, and because ChatGPT has generated an answer from that article, I don't go to that person's blog. I don't go to their website. I don't view the original article anymore. I don't need to, because the software tool, the AI tool, gave me that answer. So I'm just talking about that because I want to give context in that with all these tools that have come out, they're amazing, they're powerful, but you have to acknowledge the fact that some people are losing out by that. And one of the biggest problems that AI is going to face over the next few years is if AI is creating content based on what other content is out there online, what you're doing is hurting the people creating original content, who then don't have an incentive to create original content So then you've got this paradox that now where AI software can't create good answers because the original content isn't there anymore. It's this kind of catch-22 situation that we're going to have. Now, when it comes to music and videos, it's accelerating quickly, and the internet really just wasn't ready for this. Platforms weren't ready for this. Now, you might not think this is a problem, but there isn't a day that goes by now where I don't see an AI generated video on YouTube. I see it in a short, or I see it on like a main video. And what some of these AI tools are doing is someone's just feeding in some words or the context of what they want the video to be. And what they're doing is, what the app is doing is, they're creating the images or the videos. They're creating the whole text of what to say. And then the software is speaking it as well. And they can use a variety of accents, a variety of sounds. They can just create everything from scratch. So instead of spending a couple of hours or a day creating an original video, someone out there is just clicking a button and they're creating an AI generated YouTube video. Now, it doesn't seem like a problem, but the fact that it's popping up on my feeds means I'm viewing AI generated content instead of original content. So someone out there, I might have seen their video, I might have generated views and AdSense income for them, but they don't get that income because someone's took the easy way out, the lazy way out, if you want to call it that way, and they've uploaded an AI generated video. Most of the time it's nonsense, most of the time it's garbage, but it's there and it's being ranked. And I'm watching that video instead of someone who spent the time to research to upload something original. Now, this is a problem that many platforms are having to tackle. But what I want to show you is YouTube, because that's the platform we're on just now. This is how I am speaking to you right now. We're on YouTube. And one of the things I noticed over the last month or so is that YouTube has added a new section. So this is one of the last videos that I published a couple of months ago. This is when I did the unboxing and tests of the Raspberry Pi 5. And there's a new section down here when you've uploaded the video that says altered content. Do any of the following describe your content? Makes a real person appear to say or do something that they didn't say or do. Alter footage of a real event or place. Generate a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So this is another aspect of the AI generated content that we're going to see. People will talk about politics and different things as far as how this AI tool now can create videos that suggest that a celebrity or a politician is saying something that they're not. That's obviously incredibly dangerous. And this is something that YouTube and other places are trying to tackle. Now, what they're doing here is, do any of the following describe your content? And down the line, if they find out that content is not real and you've said it is, then they can punish you. They can remove your account. They can give you a black mark against your account. They can push you down the rankings, and they will decide whether altered content is still high in the rankings or not. Now, when you click on the link down here, it takes you down to this article here, which I will link down below for you if you want to read it. And you can see here that they want you to disclose the use of altered or synthetic content. It's quite a nice term for it, synthetic content. I still think AI generated content maybe describes more of what I'm talking about, but same thing. Okay, so to disclose content that is meaningfully altered or synthetically generated. Okay, so this is just talking about the setting in YouTube, but down here they've got examples. So you can use software to apply beauty filters and different things like that, use special effects. Obviously, all of that's good. But what they're talking about here is altering famous scenes, simulating audio on someone else, showing a realistic depiction of a missile fired towards a real city. A lot of what their examples here is basically they're worried about content being misleading, content being false, content building a false narrative. But it all plays into the idea of content not being real. Now, I'm not sure how they're going to go with this down the line, because what always happens with this is you've got original content, which is clearly original, and then you've got the fake synthetic content, which is clearly fake. But the line will get blurred at a certain point. The line is going to get blurred. And this is where it becomes very, very difficult, because what happens if I create an original video with an original introduction, but then most of the video has been generated by AI? That could be the norm in the future, where someone starts inserting, fake synthetic content into their original content. How does YouTube tackle that? Should they rank those videos just as high as other videos like they were 100% original? And then it comes to, well, what is original? Is an opinion original? What if someone's wrote something original but just used software to narrate it? Is that not still original? It opens up all these different questions, and it opens up all these different problems that YouTube has to tackle. How are they going to tackle this problem over the next few years? Like I said, I've come across AI generated videos before in the past on YouTube, but I'm seeing more and more of them. And I'm not going to use I guess it is the right word, but spam. What if so many people are just spamming YouTube with all this content and using promotional techniques to get them higher? How is YouTube going to tackle it? I don't know the answer to that, but my guess is that at a certain point, they're going to swing back and hopefully push traffic to the people that are creating original content. And they're going to make it so that there's less incentive to take the easy way out and use software to generate content. Because at the end of the day, if there's too much content online that's AI driven and the users don't want that, then they'll click away. And YouTube don't want you to click away. So they're going to sway whatever way the audience sways. I do think that there's going to be a pushback to synthetic content. I keep doing that because that's their term. I do think there's going to be a pushback from synthetic content at one point, where people will want original content. They want to see the person who's speaking to them. They don't want to hear from some random AI thing. But I could be completely wrong on all of this, because AI is accelerating so quickly and it's becoming so good. Perhaps there will be a time where it really doesn't matter. I don't have the answers to all of this clearly, as you can tell from this video, but I thought this was an interesting topic because I have faced this kind of problem over the last 20, 25 years myself, just from people stealing content and fighting with the search engines for them to rank my website, which was original, over people that copied me. And we're entering a new phase over the next 5-10 years where we need to find a balance as to how AI becomes accepted and what is accepted and what isn't. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this, guys. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on altered content, synthetic content, AI generated content. Give me your opinion below, guys. It's an interesting topic, so I'd love to hear from you all. Until next time, guys, take care.